What's up, guys? I'm back. Um, I just want to take the time out to thank everybody who's been supporting for the past couple, months that I've been going through my whole road, and for the people that been with me from the start. I appreciate you guys so much, and I just want to let you guys know, like, it means so much to me, the support, and just the messages that I've been getting from all over the world. Like, it's been amazing. I can't lie. And I think right now it's really soaking in for me. It's really just right now taking the time to smell the flowers for real, but also know that the mission not done. And I know my dreams and I know my aspirations, and you know I know what I want to do, and that's just wanting to be heard. That's why I made this page, because I wanted people to have a safe space and people to get the opportunity to be able to speak their minds. And so that's what I use my page for. And now I'm back in the music, and all I can say is I'm grateful. And so right now I'm gonna just kind of give you guys a pretty much what I'm gonna be talking today is just about how God has been talking to me. And you know, uh, the reason why I feel that God has been talking to me is when I first started out with the whole music thing. I probably told you guys the story a million times, but when I first made the first song, Therapy, it was a song I just really woke up in the morning. I don't honestly know how I did it, but it just came to me, honestly. And so I made that song, and I let some other people hear it, and I got some real crazy feedback. And so at that point, I've always wanted to be a consistent person, and I wanted to start from the ground up, and I wanted to just build on top of that. So with that, I was trying to figure out ways to and figure out how I was going to top Therapy. And so I'm not gonna lie, like, I really sat on it for a long time, to the point where I really was just trying to find a fire and trying to find that moment that had me make Therapy. And it probably took me about 2 weeks of just living life. And honestly, it just came to me one morning, and I made Gone. And I think Gone is one of my favorite songs. I would say it's definitely my favorite song. Reason being is because in my head, I think that was the beginning of my story. And at that point, when I made that song, everything just kind of like unlocked for me. Well, I was just like, dang, like I didn't realize that I had that ability. I didn't realize that it was gonna happen that way. But I made the song, and at that point, I just kept going. Um, Two songs turned into four, four turned into six, six turned into eight, and within a 2 months, period, I made an entire album. And with that, um, I wanted to get my music out, so I put it on all platforms and everything. And um, I'm just kind of give you guys like the breakdown of the process of being an upcoming artist, and how God really talks to you within all of this stuff. Um, you really I've been building my faith for the past year and a half, and I will say it's definitely been a struggle. But what I can say um, to that is that it's tough. Um, you don't realize it until you realize it. And honestly, I knew that it just clicked for me when I started to when I got done with the first album. When I got done with the first album, it was just like a sense of relief. But because my mind is always like, I gotta do more, I gotta do better, and I gotta, top whatever, my mind got into, okay, what's the next stage of this? And I'm in the mode of, when you an upcoming artist, your main thing is you worried about getting signed. And to be honest with you, I I feel like I wanna be signed, but I feel like I wanna be, signed to something that's gonna benefit me in the long run. And, I just think that right now within the music industry, that's not what's going on. I don't think a lot of, record labels are looking to, develop artists and, start from the ground up, as what we seen with previous artists, how they kind of start from nowhere and then, they build, they just have that story. I think a lot of record labels are looking at, what's hot right now, and what they can make money off of, but I don't see the longevity within it. So for myself, I think that I mainly want to stay independent because I think that I want to do things the way how I want to do it, and I don't want to. From what I hear is, it's a lot of contracts and. You got to do a certain amount of albums when you want to. I don't think I really want to go through that. I feel like I want to be able to drop. I want to be able to do my own thing when I want to do it, how I want to do it, and I want to put the right people around me. And I think that I've met, many people that, I can pretty much, pull into my circle. And so with that, I think that at that point, God kind of gave me a vision, because once when I got done with it, I'm sitting right there thinking like, man, like I gotta make another, album and everything. But the entire time, I already had another album. I had another album. I had like maybe 6 or 7 songs, and I just needed one more. And pretty much with my process and everything, maybe this will be a gem or something one day. But how I want to do it is I want to drop 2 singles, and then I want to drop an album. And every one of the 2 singles, I think that they are just very personal. Just me being vulnerable, and I think that they're different. I think that those singles are kind of like, the push start of what the album is gonna, what's gonna come and everything like that. And so, what I like to do is I like to put my son on there because that's the beginning. That's the beginning, and that reminds me of me being a child, and me. I think it has just a lot of significance in it, just being pure and young, and it's just something special to me when I put my son on my singles, and then pretty much after that comes the album. And I honestly talked to God, and some funny thing happened. I was trying to figure out when I wanted to drop it, and honestly, I haven't even. It's still some more things coming up, so to be honest, I definitely know that the album will be sometime this year. And but anyway, what happened was I was on Facebook one day and I saw this girl. She was talking about how her grandpa passed and she never seen butterflies, during the season. And she was asking God for, a butterfly to just come to show that her grandpa, made it to heaven and everything. And so, she was talking about it. I ended up reading the post. I thought that was real cool. And so I really thought to myself, like, man, I don't really see butterflies myself. And they say, I ended up, I think I was gonna, either pick up my son, I was gonna drop him off or something like that. And it was a woman's car, and she had like a butterfly tag on the back. And I thought it was so funny. I was like, man, like, I see a butterfly, whatever. And so I didn't really think nothing about it, but I in the back of my head I was like, God, if you hear me, show me this, because I want to hear you too. And so days just kept going and things like that, and I'll see like little small butterflies and stuff like that, but I never seen an actual butterfly. And so one day I got real, like, I think I had made a song. And after I made the song, I ended up, me and my son, we went to go get some food. And while we're leaving out, now this is another thing too I forgot to mention. The cover art for the singles is my son and a butterfly. And I had made a song called Butterfly previously before all of this. So it's just a very different song. I try to, do something different. Try to do something a little melodic. And, I'm not going to lie, like, some people may not like it, but I like it. And I think that it has a very special message within it. I cried to it. I'm not going to hold you, like, because I felt the emotion. All the music that I feel like, that I have a sense of, emotion in it. And so, yeah, man, they saying, leaving out, and man, I see 2 butterflies. I'm like, man, like, God talking to me. And what I feel like God was saying was, you need to do this soon. So I was like, okay, bet. Right now, I'm just in the process of learning the business of it. But also I know that with every artist, they have their own journey. And so for myself, I'm just going through my journey on how I want to do it. And I know that if I keep staying consistent and, if I keep putting out the quality and I keep doing that, something will happen. And if it doesn't, then oh well. But I don't want to live with no sense of regret. I don't want to live with a sense of regret. As you guys know, like with myself, I always wanted to chase my dreams. And I didn't really know how I was going to do it, but, I'm doing it now. And, yeah, man, I'm blessed, man. I can't lie. Like, I've met many people. I've lost many people. And, the thing about losing people, especially people that you love, is different. But you learn to grow within it all. And that's what I'm mainly focused on. And I'm focused on God, my son, music. And, just trying to provide the best way I can. And so, yeah, man, I really thank you guys so much for supporting me. Album coming out soon, The Book of Pop. And if you haven't, please go stream Genesis. I know this is probably like maybe my first time or maybe second time probably talking since the album and everything. But I'm going to drop the link in the description. I want you guys to go check it out. And then also I want you guys to comment and tell me what you think. And if you've already listened to me, just, tell me what you think. I'm also going to put my music video in the description as well. Go check that out. And like I said, I thank you guys for the support. The Safe Space family is my first family. You guys been there with me throughout this whole entire journey. All 86 of you guys. So I appreciate you, man. I appreciate y'all so much. And we're going to continue to go through this together. You guys are my family. And so that's all I got to say, man. Stay blessed.